Yo, what's up, YouTube? Quick message before this video starts. I just want to thank every single one of you guys who watched my last video. 1,000 views, insane, insane. Thank you so much, and almost 100 likes as well, and over 150, no, over 100 subs, almost 150. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for all the love on Twitter and everything. Again, I just want to give a huge shout out to Minimi for being on the podcast this episode. Please follow him on the socials, and of course, if you want to follow me as well. Join my Discord link. It's in bio. You're gonna get notifications of when I'm live, asking me questions. Tell me which people to get in the podcast next, and so on. And I also want to just say, what do you guys think about music? Should I add some low fee, very low volume music in the video, so it's not only talking, but you can also hear some music, or do you just want the talking? And then as well, just let me know any other people you guys want on the podcast. I'm very excited to announce that Andy Miller will be coming on the podcast next week. He's 100% done. He'll be coming next Wednesday, I believe. So I'll put up a tweet later this week where you guys can ask questions under, or in my DMs on Twitter or Discord. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the video. Peace. Yo, what's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? My name is Combo, and welcome to this third episode of my new podcast called Overtime. And today we have the most famous Orisa player in the world, I would say. Minimi, how are you, man?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. I wouldn't say famous, most famous. Like we have Evil Toaster out there, for example, or like the NA Orisa gods. Like,
aren't you also like
doing well?
Haven't you also played Mercy in World Cup?
I mean, I was a support man before Orisa, yeah. So
yeah, you were.
I think I've like 200 hours of Mercy.
Jesus Christ!
I practice here like crazy before World Cup.
It sounds like you're going from like a boring hero, from my perspective, to an even same boring hero in Orisa.
The weirdest part is I actually preferred playing Mercy over Lucio because, like,
really?
I don't know. I just like the playstyle. It's kind of weird.
I literally stopped playing mid support because the fucking Mercy was so boring. I couldn't stand her, just sitting there with a beam and just doing nothing. Oh my! Lucio was like one of my favorite mid support, or Baptiste. Yeah. So I'm very excited at the side of this podcast episode. I got a lot of questions, and I mean a lot of questions, and
Okay.
a lot of them are based on very Orisa questions. So I think that's going to be exciting. But if you start a little bit from your early days, you and Moose have been friends for how long?
Must have been like 1.5 years by now. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
pretty long, right?
We got to know each other. It was kind of weird. It was like an Austrian and German tournament. It was like a Dachregion tournament. It was called, and I played in it for like two matches, and then was like, no, fuck this shit. Can I swear on this, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine. You can swear.
Okay, yeah. Like it was just the weirdest thing ever because we had like diamond players on the team, and it was just not fun. But like one of the 2 matches I played against Moose, and then he was like, okay, you're pretty decent on Orisa. He contacted me and was like, you want a duo? And yeah, that's how we got to know each other. That was basically how Clockwork Vendetta started as well.
Yeah, because one of the questions, usually I take the questions a little bit later, but like this podcast, I think is smart because like one of the questions is actually how Clockwork first started and how your friendship with Moose started, because you guys teared apart contenders, and Moose had some crazy plays in that Hog Orisa. So like how did Clockwork Vendetta start? Like what was the background for it, and how did you guys like for the OD, for example, how did you guys pick up players and choose what players to pick up?
So I think it was me who first, like, Moose added me and was like, you want to do it sometime? Then we played a couple of games, and then in DMs I messaged him, I would love to just make a meme team with a bunch of fun tricks and just play our stuff, because there was like the time when goats was extremely prevalent and like everyone ran it, and I was just bored of it. And yeah, so I was like, okay, you want to do this? And they started contacting people. I think first one who got on the team was Katikomi and Suta. He asked him right away, so we got a bunch of other contacts, and we got Purge on the team. We got Ricky, we got Magmata, like we got all the players together, and Xapi as well for the first OD run with the team back then was called No OTP
Yeah, I remember it.
or
Yeah.
No OTP, where we got I think third place. We lost against Cafe's team in the semifinals, I think,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, it was a pretty good run. And then we just kind of split off, and yeah, we just played a bunch of rank together and stayed in contact. And then when the next 2D season came along, um, Purge contacted us all again and was like, "You guys want to go again? Like, why not just play a bit together? We don't even have to scrim. Just take the matches as they come." And so we did that. We made the infamous Clockwork and the six deck as well, where
I
we just
remember.
played together and ranked and kind of just got a bunch of accounts to 4.6k.
Yeah.
And that was basically our practice. And then we made the dream run come true and won OD, won playoffs, and then we got I think third place in contenders, which was kind
Yeah,
of
it was pretty
nice.
high. Yeah, I remember one of the insane one of the most insane plays I've seen from a tank player is that moose hook on Bonnie when the Mercy's
Yeah,
like all flying out and then he flies and he does this flick and his hooks and one shots the Mercy. It's like insane hook, and yeah, if you, yeah. So
yeah. So the best part about this entire play was like I think it was 10 seconds before the play. It was like, okay, I'm gonna go hook the Mercy here, and just walks over there,
and just
goes to the
hooks
high
it.
ground and just hooks him instantly, freaked out, like just leans back and started screaming and stuff like that. Like it
Yeah, because
was like one of the most memorable plays I think of
yeah, because
our
I think I'm
run.
pretty sure it went viral because I think like Bad Pachimari or Alvin or something like that. Some big Twitter Overwatch meme dude made like a big post about it, like about Clockwork Vanilla, and then it went like completely viral with like 5k likes or 4k likes from shit like that hook especially. Um,
Yeah, I think the hook itself got like posted by a couple of people, but it was Bad Pachimari who made the Clockwork Vendettas marketable video at
yeah,
the end.
that's the one. Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
was I still watch it every now and then because it's like all the nostalgia and like
Yeah.
all the memories come back up. Like it's actually kind of nice. And yeah, there was the hook in there as well.
Mm. And then players started splitting up from the team. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We had I think Moose left first or something like that, and then he joined Higasi and them, I believe. I don't remember exactly the name. Um, and then I remember you guys picked up. You guys like before this contender season, you guys had actually looked like to actually have a really strong roster with Chalky Milk, Sir Mayed, I think it was right.
Mhm.
KSR got picked up later. Monk Mudda, Asking, Helv, and then Morsi, right? I think.
I think it was at the start it was Mursi and then they picked up Antigon afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm
But
saying a great tank. Yeah.
it was kind of unfortunate the entire story. Like we finished the run in contenders, didn't qualify for the gauntlet sadly, which was kind of a bummer, especially when we were like 2-0 up against HSL in
Yeah.
the playoffs, and then we got reverse swept. The entire team was kind of down, and we didn't really want to scrim like at all. We had a total of 3 scrims before contenders ended.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, it's like 1 year ago, so I kind of can say it. One of them was against an OWL team, which was kind of interesting that they wanted
Ah.
to scrim against us. Um,
How did that scrim go versus the OWL team?
we actually won the scrim overall. Like we won more maps, but like it
Really?
was, yeah, they contacted us like, hey, you guys are pretty decent at this comp, and we want to practice against it. You guys want to try it? And we were like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So we played against them. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but we weren't sure if they were tryharding or anything. Like we don't know, but yeah. So basically, we didn't really want to play anymore, and then I think World Cup came along. So the entire team was split up with Moose and Engineer being in Germany, Team Germany, Ricky being Team Finland, and me being with Team Austria. We kind of just played our own stuff, and then Moose and Engineer came like in the taste of playing meta and competing with the best of the best,
Mm.
which was kind of unfortunate because I feel like that was kind of the tipping point when people started realizing, okay, if I want to make the jump to OWL at some point or like to a higher league, we kind of have to play meta.
Yeah.
And half of the team didn't agree with this. Like I was always like, why would we stop doing what we did? Like it was fun and we had the time of our lives where we just swap it up, and then yeah, the other half just wanted to make the change. So we ended up with this half and half roster and decided to just make changes and take it serious. I mean, serious in quotations because it ended up being a complete shit show in the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I was the first one who stepped back. It didn't really get an announcement, but like made the jump from player to manager because I just didn't want to play meta.
Mm.
I wanted to play our meme strats and just keep on doing what we did. But like, okay, I didn't want to leave the team as well.
Yeah.
So I stayed with them as manager and handled the scrims and everything. So we picked up Shock at the start. He was like one of the best Ryan players in EU.
Oh yeah, I
So we
remember
were
that.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
why not? And then it kind of all fell apart when we picked up Health. I feel like there was like the tipping point
Yeah.
when everything went downhill, as sad as it sounds.
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, that
well,
was
obviously, we're not gonna say anything bad about anybody on this podcast. Like, this is not what we do. No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying to you, but obviously for everybody out there, we're not gonna talk about what happened like with Helv and the players picked up and so on and so on. We're gonna keep that for privacy. But yeah, like, yeah, cause like I remember you guys, like I remember before the season, it looked so good roster, and then player after player left, and then new players came in, and then we just got like, and then in the end, like half the roster just. I remember talking to Purge, and he said just half the roster wanted to go to Valorant.
Yeah.
And I remember like many of them left, and now many of them are back. I think like a lot of them are looking for a team again.
Yeah, so their team fell apart because there were like a couple of issues internally, not really with the staff, but like
Yeah.
between the players and stuff like that. And it didn't really work anymore. Like you can't really force a team without the players really being total friends and like getting along with each other. And yeah, it just didn't work out anymore. And then suddenly a bunch of players wanted to switch to Valorant. Like after a few weeks, they realized, okay, Valorant is kind of garbage.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So they came back pretty soon.
Yeah, Asking's back now.
Moose was like the funniest example because we had a scrim. Avoided had a scrim against his old team, and right after the scrim, he made the looking for team in Valorant post, which
Oh.
was pretty hilarious. But yeah, he came back and he ring first as well and avoided a couple of times.
Yeah.
But now I think he's looking for team again.
Yeah. Yes.
Would love to see him on like a decent team. Would be nice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I remember like when I was scrolling on Twitter, I saw like Moose, and so many others. Like I'm not coming back to this game. I'm looking for Team Valorant. And then less than a month later, yo, I'm back looking for team contenders, or like asking has quit like Overwatch like 3 times and come back all the times. And like I'm not hanging on asking at all because I love asking. I think he's an insane player, and I hope he succeeds. Same with Moose. Yeah, one thing I actually remember, people actually don't know this, is that I played for Clockwork in a tournament on Brig.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, like a year ago, I got asked by Purge, "Yo, we needed to ring." And I remember I was playing Brig the whole tournament, and it was like me, Shock, Taboo, and then I don't remember the other Purge, I think, and then someone else. I don't think you were playing. I think you were gone. I was playing we were playing Shock Ryan.
Yeah, that was like I think it was at the start of Clockwork Vendetta when we like changed from no UTP to CV.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Time.
Yeah, because I remember.
Back
Was
when
it Sotek?
I have no idea. Like,
It
there's
was
so many weird tournaments.
Yeah,
right
it was some tournament where we played because I remember it really good. I remember I was playing Brig and I was so proud because I had like some insane Brig stack because I was just hard pocketing someone because Brig was broken back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Clockwork is a great place, or it was a great team. I remember I even got asked by Purge to become the manager before I made team Quickstar, and then they went pretty far. And then the season after, Purge wanted to Purge was looking for a manager or something like that, and he asked me, and I was like maybe because I was making Metaphysical, which did okay. We got like 8th in playoff. But you guys can make contenders. I remember after the season, I was like, Purge was like, "L, come on, you should be coming here," as jokes. But yeah, but
I mean, to be honest, we didn't really like need a manager, I guess, as a team, because we had no scrims back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not at all. But like for the online presence, I guess, would have been nice to have some coordination. But
Yeah.
yeah, was still a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. But now you guys have now you're in Avoided. So if
Mhm.
we talk a little bit about Avoided here, let me just add a timestamp in as well. Avoided is a nasty team. Like, it's a nasty good team. You have maybe okay, you know have the maybe. You have the best ball player in the world who has some of the most insane ball techs I've ever seen. Um, he didn't he discover like double boop and triple boop? Like, it wasn't he the one who discovered it?
I'm not sure if he actually discovered it. He was the one who like made it popular and like
Yeah, it made it very
and
viable and
people started
ranked.
realizing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he was the first one who like pulled it off consistently and without any issues. I feel like
yeah,
he was like front running on a couple of techs, like for example the ball rebound or like a
yeah,
couple of crazy ball techs.
yeah. I saw the
And
one.
also the
I saw the one where you grapple him and then you turn around and then you boop him again. Or it's like
yeah,
when you're at
exactly.
the edge, like, you can grapple back,
Yeah,
you grapple to go away, and then you do like a 180 spin, and then you can boop him off.
yeah.
Oh, he's insane, yeah.
Uh, yeah, like a week ago, there's been this
Yeah, yeah,
amazing controversy with ball hacking as well. Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of weird what happened there, but like,
Yeah,
yeah, avoided itself is, I wouldn't say it's only just a team. It's more of like a community. Like
yeah,
we have our own Discord with like a ton of cursed players in there. Like both NA and EU, we just pick up all the cursed players that
yeah,
we can find and like that we feel like fit in the community. Like we have a couple of um checkbox nights as well, where we just play the games together, or we just hang out in Discord for like a couple of hours and just talk to each other. It's pretty nice. So it's for me, it's important to not just have a team to play with each other, meet up for scrims and stuff like that, but like actually people that you want to hang out with and spend time with.
yeah.
Because like I don't want to play on a team where just grind the game and do nothing else with them. It's kind of not really why I play this game.
Yeah. And you and Ball, how did you guys like meet? Like, what was the, how did you guys meet, and like how did you start forming this insane duo? Because I remember I've seen you guys on NA a lot now. Because I've seen you and him have pretty much moved to NA ranked, which I almost have done as well. I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying NA ranked, and you guys are doing a lot. For example, like when Soon reported Ball for double boop glitch.
Yeah.
How do you guys form this friendship and like duo? Like, how do you guys meet?
Uh, so I played against him a couple of times,
Mm.
and then I went against him on Hanamura. I remember this map exactly because it was like I was sitting on point as Orisa, second point, and he was just hard rolling my team on the high ground, just going from main with an insane rollout and just pooping them all around. And it was like friend adding him and messaging him, "Hi, you kind of insane on ball." Like he was actually the only ball I respected back then. Now there's a couple of people like moving up to him, but like nobody is close yet to him. I feel
No,
like.
I agree.
So I just messaged him, "Hey, you kind of insane," and then later on he like followed me on Twitter and messaged me, "Hey, you wanna scrim sometime?" Like he was always looking for scrim because ranked is kind of a shit show and like just random stuff going on.
Yeah.
So he was like, "You wanna just scrim a bit for fun? I've got a couple of people I could contact as well," and it was like, "Why not?" So we made this fresh Discord with only me, Ball, and Lightbringer. That was like when it all started, and then we just contacted people like back with Clockwork Vendetta as well. Just got a bunch of people together and formed this team that we where we scrimmed together. We missed the first 2D season that we could have played in
Yeah.
for like half a week for the sign up, which was kind of unlucky because I feel like we could have done really well back then.
Mm.
But yeah, then we signed up for the next 2D season and we kind of got cucked at the end, but whatever.
Yeah.
It was still a good run, and we're gonna come back stronger next time.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, because I remember Ball as well messaged me because I was a big fan of Ball back then, and we talked because I tried helping me out with like streaming and shit. Because I told him you need to stream, dude. Like, you're insane. And I remember him as well messaging me about this scrim, but I was pretty busy with my team, or when I was trying to go, I was trying to go become a player, but again, that didn't really work out for me. I remember we scrimmed. I was ringing or I was trialing for a team, and I remember we were playing against you guys, and I was playing. I was Avatar and Lightbringer, or something
Hmm.
like that on DPS. And I remember my team was just tilting on the world because we were getting drunkard mind up in there, and then ball would come and boop us into the turret and the torm, shooting us in the face. Then we'd go backwards, and then another drunk man would come. So we'd be like flying. We'd be like a ping pong ball between like a ball, a junk, and a torb. And then your pulls sometimes as well. And we were just getting so tilted. Like I remember, like one of our comms were just like one at the end. Like one of our DPS were just screaming. We're just screaming so much toxic shit to Lightbringer and Junkrat. He was like, Junkrat, I hope you fucking kill yourself, like shit like that. And obviously he doesn't want it, but he meant the hero itself because it was like so cancerous. Because we were walking in and we were just getting spammed. We were flying like it was like we were on like some fucking circus, and we got so tilted after the scrim. It was a warm up scrim as well. I remember it was a warm up scrim or something like that. Yeah. I remember our team was so tilted when we went into the fucking main game. Oh my!
Yeah, that's like the avoided special. Like I think we've had like 2 or 3 scrims just cancelled mid scrim.
Yeah.
Because they were so tilted playing against Light, just running around in the backline and escaping on 1 HP every single time.
Yeah, the most annoying part is like you have like this junk who spams in, and then you and Ball have these coordinated like ball ball roll pull or something like that. So you get like booped as well as you get pulled, and then you get Junkrat mined, and then as well you have Torb just shooting down your shield. So you never have shield. You always get booped into the enemy team. Like it's just like a fuck. It's just like literally like a fuck fest.
Our old comp back then, like the Torb junk comp, like had insane like zone control.
Yeah.
Also with the ults, with like the Torb ult, the Hammer Mines, the chunk retire, you just controlled all the space in the world, and I was just sitting on point, chilling, and the rest of the team just soloed them.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a couple of scrims where we just sit on point on Legion Tower, and Ball is just running around in the backline, triple booping people in spawn and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of crazy, yeah.
But, yeah. I saw you have like 5 minutes of fucking card time, or like more, or maybe more. It was like you put us on Twitter, like. Was that from a scrim or from a rank game? Because it looks like you were in cart the whole time.
I think there was a rank game with like 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes, not 5. Like 20 minutes of cart.
22,
like,
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, it was like insane highly amount of cart. So
I mean, yeah, that's how you play Orisa, basically.
Yeah.
You sit on card and do nothing.
So yeah, so if you go into Orisa, how did you first get into this hero? Like, what was the reasoning behind you going to Orisa, and how do you fall in love with this hero? Like, what do you like about her and stuff like that?
So when I started the game, first time was like in the open beta, I think, when I played Soldier a couple of, like, I think I had like 15 hours on him. Was basically a Soldier main, and then the game went back down, and when it came back up, I became a tank main for whatever reason. I started playing Zarya and D.Va, and over the seasons, I realized that tank really isn't the role for me, so I swapped over to support, where I climbed to like, I think it was top 500 every single season except for season 2. There was on my old account back then, like the old Minimi account, gold border, that nobody knows about for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Which was the point where I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I was a Zen player back then, and it just wasn't fun for me. Like, discarding the Ryan and just running over him over and over, and just running around the 6 is not a game I want to play. I want to play Overwatch and not like goats the entire time. And that's when I realized, okay, I want to pick up a new hero, and I just went through them and was like, okay, Orisa. Nobody plays Orisa. Like, actually nobody.
Yeah.
Back then, Orisa was like a throw pick, basically, and you could only play on, I guess, Anubis defense first or stuff like that.
Or Eichenwald, that's pretty good. No, Eichenwald, fucking Junkertown, my bad.
Yeah, like, there were like a handful of maps where Orisa was decent, but the other maps were just considered throw picks, and it was like, this hero is actually kind of decent, but nobody plays here. Because everyone is just scared of goats. And so I picked it up. I remember making a fresh account for that, which was called Minimi back then.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah. This is now my current account, the Minimi account, where I only played Orisa, and people hard flamed me. Like, actually, they would go on Discord and be like, who is this guy? And just start trying to find out who this is, and just flamed me on Twitter, flamed me on Discord, wherever, flamed me in-game. And yeah, that was when I started playing Orisa. I started putting hours into it. I think I've now like should be around like 1.5k hours or like 2k hours on Orisa, spread across different accounts.
A lot of
Um,
hours.
yeah, I played a bit too much Orisa, to be honest. I'm like, I don't know. I just felt like this hero has so much unknown potential that nobody tries to use, and I started playing her and got into it and liked the playstyle as well. Like people see this Orisa as this hero that just puts the shield down and then goes AFK for like the next 30 minutes.
There's a lot
But
of stuff, yeah.
I mean, back then it was kind of the case with the 900 HP shield, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where like people didn't know how they focus shields back then, so they just complained about Orisa all the time. Like the shield never goes down because nobody shoots at it, of course. But like there's so many interesting interactions with Orisa with like different main tanks. There's like the monkey pull when he tries to jump out, so you pull him back in. Or just in general, like the Ryan matchup is one of the most interesting in the game, where you have to block shadows, but like he can just walk past the shield and shadow your entire team.
Yeah.
So that's like something you have to practice, or like the Sombra matchup with EMP that you can dodge with Fortify and an EMP shield. So there's so many interesting things about Orisa that nobody really cares about. They just see you placing down the shield and shooting at the other shield. That's basically all they think about when they see Orisa. What I really hate about Orisa though is like the mirror matchup. It's one of the worst matchups in the entire game. Like Orisa versus Orisa is just
boring.
I mean, it's not really Orisa versus Orisa. It's more like the double shield matchup.
Yeah, that's so boring. I
When
agree.
both teams run it, like I would rather just play goats, to be honest. It's just, yeah, you have like no impact as Orisa. You just pull combo a couple of times, and other than that, you shoot a bunch of shields.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah, it's just the most boring meta in the game.
Yeah. So when you and Ball play, you guys are. How does Ball and Orisa work so well together? Like, what are you guys doing that makes that? Because like when you hear about hey, the enemy team has Ball Orisa, you're gonna think, oh, that's like pretty free for us. They don't have double shield. Ball is a pretty throw pick with Orisa and so on and so on. Like, how are you two making Ball Orisa so strong?
I feel like with any other ball, it wouldn't really work because like they would just get stunned, slapped, targeted down, and just shit on basically. But with ball, he just knows his hero so well and knows how to combo with stuff and how to, avoid dying in every single situation that it just works out, I guess. But there's also so many combos. Like for example, Orisa is either bad against rush comps where you just get completely run over, or against spam comps. But the thing is, ball just takes so much attention that the entire team can't focus you down. So they either focus you down in the front line and you're gonna get rolled by ball, or you focus on the ball and you get stomped by the rest of the team. So that's kind of the synergy between the two. And also, ball just solo carrying games basically. I just need to sit on point, do my job, and try to not die, and he will just kill the enemy team basically.
Yeah. So so I've actually got a lot of questions about Orisa. If you can actually we can actually ask some of them. What's your favorite things about playing the horse at the highest level?
Funnily enough, it's the Sombra matchup.
Yeah.
Like most main tanks or like tank players in general hate Sombra or
Oh, I
like
fucking hate Sombra. Yeah, I hate her so much.
Like Orisa versus Sombra is one of the interesting matchups in the game, in my opinion. Like there's so much stuff you can do. There's in general just shield dancing, so you avoid hack. There's EMP shields that you have to time perfectly, or like airborne shields as well. I think you have a clip on my YouTube channel that's like at 1K views now. That's like the perfect EMP dodge.
Yeah. I can link to both the clip and the YouTube channel in the description for everybody to watch.
Yeah, it's like I think that's my favorite Orisa clip of all time. Even if it was complete trash back then, it was like perfectly timed, dodge the EMP and then block the Diva Bomb right afterwards. It was kind of clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's so many interactions with Orisa that make the game interesting for me, and are not like just okay, we press W on this guy and we try to rush him down. If it doesn't work, we die. That's like how I feel most teams play it, especially in Rush. And I just dislike this way of playing. I just want to play with a couple of people that know the hero, know what they're doing on the hero, know how to play with any comp they give them, basically, and just get value without having to play a certain comp.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like when I play Orisa, I always get bored. But like, because I think I get bored because you play the Orisa versus Orisa double shield matchup, and that's
Yeah.
like that's super boring. And I agree with that because I think it's much more fun to play Orisa if you play Orisa versus like a Ryan Saria, because then you can do like a lot more different things than just pull rock, pull them into a nade, pull them so like for the shield and just break shield. Like you actually do other stuff. Um, so yeah, I definitely agree with what you say, and I'm pretty tired of this. Like, what do you think of the double shield meta? Like, I'm extremely Jesus Christ tired of the double shield meta. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't think I hit any meta more than this, to be honest.
no,
Like
me neither.
we had a tournament 2 days ago against Underwater Squad. That's like a couple of
Oh, on
tier
NA,
two,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, they're really
yeah,
good.
like tier two, top of tier two NA players
Yeah,
with like Salieri and Hydron and players like that.
yeah,
And we just got completely fucked by them. Like, actually wasn't even remotely close because they played like this Orisa, Sigma, Ashe, Echo, Sen, and Baptiste comp. And it's like, this is like the best example of a comp that I completely despise because it's like so much damage, so much peel, so much utility, and so much like frontline presence that whatever you do, you gotta basically play the same comp to compete with it. Because if you go for a flank, you're gonna get one shot by Echo. If you
yeah.
go for a poke, you're gonna get poked out by Ashe and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, just not fun to play, I feel like. And yeah, I'd honestly just play against any other comp than Orisa Sigma.
Yeah,
It's just the worst.
yeah. So with you saying that, do you think Avoided will have a really good chance in like OD? Because if people play the double shield, Sigma, no, the double shield, Echo, Ash, Sembap, like, what are you guys gonna do to kind of like? Is that something you guys want to scrim against to practice versus it, or do you think that you guys got rolled that hard because Underwater Squad is some of the best T2 players in the world? Like, do you think you can beat like some of the top tier 3 teams?
We scrimmed this comp, like when they played this comp against a couple of tier 3 teams, and we did completely fine. Like,
Yeah,
it's only really an issue when the enemy team knows exactly what they're doing. Like, they perfectly comboed every single hold with like stickies, dynamite, and rock.
yeah,
And you basically, you peek the corner, you get one shot, you respawn, you walk back out. Like,
it was
if it's
tough.
played perfectly, it's so oppressive, and you basically can't do anything against it unless you play like, I guess dive is somewhat decent.
Mm,
But even then, you need to be insane at dive to make it
yeah.
work. Um, yeah, but I'm pretty sure we just got completely rolled by them. Like, it wasn't even remotely close because they're straight up just the better players.
Yeah, they had like some of the best prospects in tier 2 as well. They had like Speedily, Hydron, Salieri. I don't remember who the off-taker was. Like, I remember like watching this team and
I
it was just like
think it
insane.
was Cowman, Cowman on
Oh,
off tank,
Cowman, yeah, he's good.
and Iced on DPS, Mudkip, and what's the other support?
Well, wasn't he like Speedily, Iced, and Hydron? Something like
Yeah,
that?
on DPS. Like,
Yeah, because
they're
I think they
just
have three
insane
DPS. Yeah.
players, and like, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but playing on 160 ping is not optimal as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's probably not optimal.
It's
Yeah. Oh,
like,
were you
you
playing
don't
at
have,
West Coast?
no, it was East Coast, but like, for example, Yisen, our fair player, or most people call him Yinsa, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
um, uh, just had like 200 ping the entire time, I
I
think,
think more.
and
I think like
just,
230. Yeah, he's like KSA.
yeah, you get rolled on Pharaoh the entire time because you don't even peek the gunner, but you still get just completely rolled
Yeah, yeah.
by Ash and Echo.
Um. So yeah. So if you talk a little bit about Moose and Ball, this is like one of the questions. Someone asked, I'd love to hear Minimi's preference when it comes to playing with either Roadhog, aka Moose, or Wrecking Ball, aka Ball, and how it affects the Orisa playstyle.
Um, I feel like I've changed my playstyle over the time quite a lot. Like, when I started out with Clockwork Vendetta, I was extremely focused on those pull hooks because back then Sigma wasn't a thing, and you get
Yeah.
fuck ton of value out of pull hooks. And people didn't know how to play against it because nobody ran this comp. Then over the time when Sigma came out, you just get zero value out of pull hooks, you can't do anything with it. So Moose just started flanking, and I just do my own thing. So I feel like it's not really about the hero that I play with, but the heroes that I play against,
Yeah.
depending on my playstyle. With ball, for example, we have like a couple of spots on every map where we pull boop. So I just pull them to a certain position, and he rolls through, double boops them off the map. For example, on Blizzard World first point attack on the left side, you
Ah.
can every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
time you
yeah.
just pull them there, and they all just fall
Boop off.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, like the thing is, I don't even think I only want to play with those two heroes. Like I wouldn't mind playing with a monkey. I wouldn't mind playing with a Zarya. Like Zarya is one of the weird matchups. I like the weird combos with Orisa. It's not really common, but like if you play it right, it can like completely roll the enemy team.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. I think we even saw in Overwatch League, we saw like a Sorry or Risa of like a map by some team. They got rolled over because like they had no clue how to play it apparently. But I remember we saw like that sometime. But I think like I remember the example on some maps like Nimbani first point. I remember I played Orisa Monkey once. And I remember it actually worked out pretty good.
Mm.
Because you can pull them into where Monkey lands, and he gets the damage as well as like all the like he hits his ult very quickly. And you can also deal with that with nades. Like yeah, I think there's a lot of cool combos that Orisa can work with.
Yeah,
For sure.
except for Sigma. Fuck Sigma. I hate that hero so much. Like actually, like, it's such a awfully designed hero.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I think like I think it's a cool hero. I just don't like the design because it's just slow paced. Like it just like reeks of slow pace. Like for example, you like when Overwatch released like new heroes, you had like fun heroes getting released for like a little bit, and then you had Moira, and then all the shit heroes came: Orisa, Doomfist, Sigma. A ball and Doom are two heroes that is like fast paced, but then they ruined the game completely with like Brig, Orisa, Sigma, Bap, which is pretty much almost a meta right now with like an Ash or an Echo. Literally like six heroes that got released after the game was made as meta, and most of them are literally like this slow paced poke, and poke is so boring to play. I missed like the fast paced dive or even goats. It was because it was fast paced. You would rush into things and you would like you would like fights would be like 10 seconds, but now fights last for like 2 minutes because you want your DPS to get this and this value. You want to do the pull rock and pull out of position. It's become like less of a fast paced game and more like of a strategic game in my opinion.
I feel like dive will never really be a thing again.
I don't think
Like
either.
the OG dive,
Not me.
unless they rework armor, like how armor works with Brick. Like
Mm-hmm.
it blows my mind how they can still keep the same Brig in the game. Like I think they nerfed to like 20 times per now, and it's still broken. Like
Yeah, the
just
armor's stupid.
armor itself on squishy heroes is just something that shouldn't be a thing. Especially like you just armor pack the hero you wanna pocket basically, and they just do their own thing. I think it was Samito who said this, which I kind of agree with. For example, Moira and Brick both have this like ability where you just throw it out, and then you let it do its own thing, and you get a ton of value out of it. It's like Moira up, throwing the damage up in the back, or like the healing up somewhere. You just get so much value without doing anything after that. It's kind of. I don't really dislike Moira up as much as I do Brick, but I get what it's saying. And
Yeah.
with Brick, it's like before I fight, you just armor your squishes, and they're gonna win every single 1v1. Like you can't even challenge
Yeah, and
an
also
armored
like
tracer. It's normal tracer.
yeah, and also the rally. Like when you hear the rally, it's like a monster coming to you because killing Brig, who has like that in my opinion, rally is such a strong ult, and I think it's too strong. I feel like maybe like I don't think it should be nerfed that much, but I think like it should be nerfed a little bit.
I feel
You
like
can yeah.
the big issue with Brig is that she's basically extremely efficient in every single role. Like
Yeah.
she's support. She has like one of the highest support like the burst heals. She has insane tank potential with like rally and her shield. You
Yeah.
can basically frontline as Brig, and you're not gonna get punished unless you get focused on. And Yeah, and DPS as well. You're like a viable nano target as well, which is kind of weird as a support.
Yeah, if you like nano
You sh-
rally, it shuts down like anything. If you nano
yeah,
rally someone, like she's not dying. She's legit not dying. I don't think I've ever seen like a nano brig fall like die if it hasn't been like in goats when like a brig was nano brig was the only one alive. But, like a full nano brig, you don't kill her. Like it's just impossible, pretty much.
yeah. It's just she's doing way too much with doing way too little, basically.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the it's not even game sense. It's just you don't have to do much to get value out of her. You just sit in the back and armor pack a few people. You don't even need game sense to like pull it off. I mean, of course, at the highest level, I'm not like trash talking any, let's say, like 4.5k brig mains,
No.
because like it's actually insane what people can do in brig. But like the fact that you can, for example, like a bunch of master players who suddenly get GM or like top 500 with
Yeah.
brig because they just sit in the back and armor a bunch of squishes is it's pretty weird. It was the same with Orisa during Double Shield. Now Double Shield is back, so it's happening again with people getting boosted
Yeah.
to like 4.5k with
Playing
Orisa and
Orisa
then
only. Yeah.
dropping back down.
Yeah.
Sigma as well.
Yeah, I
You
remember this
just
one dude. I don't remember his name. Like the doctor or something like that. He was like a 3.5k. I remember I played with him like a shit ton. When Sigma first got released in ranked, he was like a 3.5k DPS or some random shit. He had played Sigma for 2 weeks and suddenly he's 4.4k Sigma only, and all his other heroes are like negative win rate, and Sigma is the only hero with like 80% win rate. And then Sigma goes out of meta for like a few weeks and he drops to like 3.7. I haven't seen him since. Something like that. Like I feel
yeah,
like yeah, you go.
I feel like the issue with Sigma is that he's just doing so much. Like he's basically everything you want with a kid. He has basically a one-shot combo with his rock and his left click. He has a shield that he can just put out anywhere he wants and just block any ability basically. He has a matrix that's way better than Diva Matrix for whatever reason. I don't know what they were thinking about that. Like just blocking right in front of you and getting HP out of it.
You're
It's
getting
just
HP out of this kind of yeah. But
uh,
honestly,
like
I think if Brig wasn't like a thing in the game, or for example, if BAP wasn't a thing or if BAP didn't have the mortality, or if Brig didn't have overheal, which is the one ability I think Brig needs gone is overheal. Like you can pocket someone over the maximum healing. Or like over the HP, like a tracer, he's 200 HP or 150 HP, and you give him an armor pack, and he's suddenly like 50 HP over. I don't think that should be a thing.
yeah, it was like always an issue with like the old Symmetra and Tor back then, where you
Yeah,
could just I think it was the cookie comp back then on an A where a couple of people abused it, but nobody really looked into it too much. Like it was actually legitimately busted, but nobody really used it. You just get a bunch of squishies, armor pack them, and give them shield gen, and they're never gonna die, basically.
yeah,
Especially with how armor worked back then, that it like stacked underneath the shield, so you never get rid of it. Yeah, it was like one of the most busted things that ever was in the game, but nobody seemed to really care about it. I feel like
yeah.
now that
There
now
you
that
go.
brig is a thing, people start realizing, okay, adding armor to a squishy's effective health is like
Yeah,
the most broken thing ever.
yeah. I think I think, but honestly, I think like yes, Sigma is like I don't think like Sigma is like a weird hero. I like playing Sigma, but I still feel like some of his abilities shouldn't be in his kit because it makes him so viable. Like you can play Sigma with any other tank, and it's pretty much viable. And the thing is as well, I think like his grasp, it gives him so much armor. Like if you're low and the enemy team is trying to try burn you down, and then you grasp, then you go from like 50 HP to 600 if they all shoot at you. Like, uh, I feel like his kit is like a little bit too OP, but also if you don't have a brig or you don't have an immortality and you're playing dive can shut down heroes like Sigma very quickly. Because you need to remember, like his grasp. Yes, he has grasp for a few seconds, but then after his grasp, he has nothing that can protect him other than shield. But you can, as a dive, you can go through that shield. I feel like he's very like vulnerable to squishies and heroes like Monkey, Ball, maybe like a Diva, maybe like a Hog who can hook through his matrix. But then you have Brig and Bap and heroes like that, who just ruins the whole thing because he's like like if Sigma is there and he's getting dived, you just give him armor pack and he will literally not be touched. and then
Yeah.
he just pumps out damage, and then everybody will die, and then yeah, I think like the main thing you need to nerf from Brig is not what how much damage she does. It's not her fling. It's not her ultimate. Like maybe a little bit ultimate, but they need to remove the overheal or whatever it's called. I think it's so like it destroys so many comps. If you don't have Brig and so many comps, you're gonna be fucked. Luckily, it's a little bit out of meta now in like Overwatch League, but with it playing BAP Sen. But like if Diva, if here's like Diva and shit comes back, I think you will see a lot more Brig BAP.
Isn't Brick banned on OWL?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brig's banned, isn't it?
I
That's
feel like
probably
that's
why.
one of
Yeah.
the main reasons for not running her. Like, I feel like Brick has reached a point where they should just remove her from the game for a couple of weeks and just completely rework her, because like
I
the way
agree.
that armor works just shouldn't be in the game. It
Yeah, I agree.
just shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, like, you can see now like without Brig being in the game, a lot of teams are actually trying to run like dive on some maps. Like it's actually like for example, New York ran Monkey Ball, Genji Tracer, and like with the Brig not being in meta, we're seeing so much Tracer, and it's so fun. Like yesterday,
Yeah.
seeing one of my good friends, Onigod, popping off on Tracer, Kevster popping off a Tracer, Dante popping off a Tracer. Like if a Brig was there, and then when Brig comes back, nobody's gonna play Tracer. Like Brig just shuts down Tracer, or maybe actually Tracer might be still played, but it still shuts down Dive, and it makes Tracer less viable, because of arm packs. Like for example, if a Tracer is trying to one clip a BAP or some shit, you turn around and you give him one armor pack, and Tracer's gonna be recalling and not killing him. But yeah, the Tracer is maybe not the pick that's gonna be ruined the most, but I still feel like comps, like when Brig is coming back, Brig will be played. I think it will be Brig BAP. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brick's gonna get a bunch of playtime again if they just bring her back like she used to be.
Yeah, the Ush
Uh,
probably will. Yeah.
but I feel like honestly, like the games yesterday, for example, Gladiators versus who did they play against?
Houston, I think.
Houston, yeah. I think that was like one of the most interesting matches I've ever watched. Like there are just so many interesting strategies, and like with the new 2-week ban system,
Yeah.
you get so many more interesting stuff. And yeah, it was like one of the few times that I've actually enjoyed watching Overwatch League. Like
Yeah,
usually I just tune in every now and then, but there was that game was actually like fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Overwatch League yesterday, even though we saw like some Orisa, we saw a lot of Orisa Sigma. Shock, for example, played Orisa Hog, and I love watching Orisa Hog. I think like some of the hooks are, like really fun to see. We saw a shit ton of Tracer, and I love seeing Tracer. Like Onigod with the 4K or like 3K pulse into like a 5K or something like that. And like Dante killing 5 on Tracer, like stuff like that. Like even though like Tracer, some people might not enjoy Tracer. I love Tracer. I love to see her because that, in my opinion, Tracer stance is literally like what should be fast paced gameplay. You go like it's like you can flank. It's very fast. It's not like you don't poke with Tracer. You go to be annoying. You go to be distraction. You go to take abilities into you. Like you create a distraction, and like yeah, watching Tracer yesterday was really fun. And even watching Genji last weekend with Sparkle versus Boston, it made me so happy. Like, of course, he got shut down by Shock because Shock is the best team in the league. But I think it's very fun seeing Genji like coming back. Like some of those Nanoblades Sparkle had and Hawkso. It's so fun seeing a hero that I love like Genji coming back and slowly. But again, when Brig is back, we're never going to see Genji again until Brig is gone.
Yep, there's gonna be no fun allowed anymore.
Yeah, like legit, like Brig just shuts down. Imagine just running a backline of Brig BAP. Like Genji is not gonna be doing anything there, at all. But yeah, so if you talk a little bit about like go back a little bit about heroes, what is your favorite hero to play? Besides, like, for example, like this question, this person who asked the question thought you maybe didn't enjoy playing Orisa the most, but it's your best hero. But like, is Orisa your favorite hero? And if yes or no, whatever you choose, like, what's your second favorite hero to play?
I don't think I would put like $2,000 into a hero if it wasn't my favorite hero.
Yeah.
I would have swapped by now. But I feel like the next most fun hero was the old Symmetra, which is kind of weird. Love playing her, just auto-locking on people. I mean, I played her in like lower ranks, just fucking around, but like she had so much potential, I feel like, that nobody cared about. But now with the current heroes, I'd say Monkey. It's like
Oh yeah,
my
I
second
love playing
favorite.
Monkey.
I mean, I'm kind of washed up. Like I used to play a ton of Monkey in like season 3 or 4 or whatever when Dive was a thing. I don't remember like what season it actually was. Um, but it's just an interesting hero. I think like bubble usage, watching people like JKR or like
Oh
Cloudy who are
yeah,
completely insane on Monkey. It's just extremely impressive.
yeah. Monkey's a hero I
And
miss a lot.
yeah, and just primal usage and stuff like that. It's just an actual hero that requires game sense and mechanics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Again, Brick shuts
he-
that down.
um, and another hero that I like is Torp, which is
Ah,
kind of like the main choice of every single main tank. I feel like when they're playing DPS.
yeah.
But for me, it's like because watching Lightbringer play it and the way he plays it with like baiting out abilities and walking into backlines, baiting like the attention of the enemy team, and trying to force like split, a split like a free split for the enemy team. It's just so interesting to watch, and like he just completely roasts the enemy team with his ult every now and then, and just yeah, it's just a fun hero to play.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Um, yeah, man. Monkey's hero, I think, is very well designed. I love the hero. Um, I love his gun. I think it's pretty cool, like how he shoots multiple people at the same time. His bubble, like his jump pack, and his ult, I think is pretty cool as well. Like I feel like Monkey is one of the best, most well made heroes in the game.
Yeah,
Because like he's so like he's not broken and he doesn't have armor. He has shield, which everybody can do. The only thing I don't like about Monkey is that you can't. He doesn't do anything to armor, which
yeah,
again shuts him down completely. That's the thing that shuts down Monkey. He doesn't do any damage on armor. So if the enemy brig rallies, you literally do you. It's like me poking you, like nothing happens. So yeah, that's the only bad part about Monkey. But I feel like it's a very very fun Monkey to play, and I think almost every main tank enjoys Monkey a lot.
yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, I kind of skipped because I forgot to ask you. What's your favorite Overwatch League team?
Um, it used to be like at the start of Overwatch League. It used to be Houston Outlaws,
Yeah.
which was mainly because I was like a big Linkster fan. I
Okay.
like loved watching his stuff. Um, but it changed over time to Gladiators. Like right now, I'm like extremely into Gladiators, especially after they picked up Kev Stand Mirror,
Yeah.
and I just love watching them. Like ever since I think it was, I have no idea what season it was, but like when they made the merry-go-round on Kings Road, that was like the first time I was like,
Ah.
okay, a team that actually tries new stuff and
Yeah.
does a different strat. That was like
I
the
think
first
that
time I've ever really.
I think that was season 1, wasn't it?
It was like one of my favorite OWL moments, like in
Oh no,
general.
I think it was season 2 because they were playing Ryan. I Remix was on the team because I Remix was playing main tank because Fisher was there. I think it was season 2.
Yeah.
I think it was playoff season 2.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like especially yesterday as well, where they ran this weird free split that I've never seen before, where they just sped around on Lucio with, I think it was Kevs and Claudia on May and Ryan, just ran around the map and single out targets, one shot people in the back with the matrix, with the window and fast track and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just I just love teams that don't really like just play the normal stuff. That just try new stuff and try new strats and actually make them work. It's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna double check before everybody gets pissed off at me for what season it was. I just want to double check because I'm gonna get flamed if I do wrong here.
Yeah, it's like by far the best Overwatch League moment.
Yeah, that was like I 100% agree. I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure this was. I can't find it right now, but I remember this strat like very, very good. It's like one of the most viewed clips of Overwatch League ever, I think. Let's see. Oh no, it was season 1. Yeah, it was season 1. Overwatch League quarterfinals, season 1. Yeah. Gladiators was playing Ryan Diva, Saria, Moira Lucio, speeding into backline, sure for playing the brig and then staying in spawn with the widow and
Yeah.
getting picks.
It was like one of the smartest plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, dude, Silk Thread and I Remix was playing in Overwatch League back then. You know your old one. Those two people were playing.
True, yeah.
Bedoshin on the Hog. Yeah, the triple tank where the Flexiport was playing Hog as well. Oh, those days were fun. I remember those days. That was fun. Um, yeah, man. I remember that watching that clip at home. I was like, what is Surfer doing? Why is he not going team? Is he lagging? Like, stop the game. And then I see him go to Widow, and I remember the casters were like screaming, like, is he swapping to Widow? Oh yes, he is. I remember it, man. That was
like,
some moment.
I mean, Uber's casting in general is like top level, but
Oh,
like
it's
this
so
moment,
good. He's such a good caster. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like one of the nicest people as well in Overwatch League.
Yeah, he's very,
Like,
very nice.
we got to hang out with him in World Cup last year, or like
Ah.
the year before. For some reason, he just always said to us, like in Team Austria, he just supported us.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like we were just some random ass team sitting around eating dinner, and he just said to us and just talked about whatever.
Oh yeah, that sounds a
Pretty
pretty
nice.
nice guy. Yeah, I need to give a huge shout out to Andy Miller, who I remember like season one. I was like, I was very down, like, and I sent like a message, like literally at random at night. I was super tired. I like still asleep. I sent this stupid message like, "Yo, Andy, do you have any job for me in LA? I just want to get away from like, cause like, at that time I didn't know what to do. Like I was super sad because like the bullying at my school was insane. And then he shoots this message and say, keep it up, and he sent me this like very motivating message. And then he got Dante to follow me, and he followed me. And then he sent me a signed Dante shirt from season one there. And I've been watching Shock all season. I was becoming like a bigger fan. And then Andy just made me like this super fan because he like made me realize that, you know, there's no reason to be like down or depressed. Like the people who out there who love you need to keep your motivation up. And I remember in season 2, he sent like him and Brett Laurenbach, the president, invited me out to watch a game. I remember I got this shirt. I met Brett like before the Shock game, and I was super excited. Shock was like on a roll, and then after the game, I got told by Drew, the old Shock social media manager or coordinator. I'm not sure. Like it's one of those two, or maybe Energy, said that players would come out. And first, Nevix and Architect came, and I could barely talk. I was sitting there like, hi. And I was like so nervous. And then Nevix and me, we talked Swedish and Norwegian because he was Swedish. And we talked, and then that comes down. And then I see that on the corner, and then just Super, Sinatra, all of them just walks. And then I'm like, fucking hell, here it goes. And I'm just so nervous. I'm like shitting myself. Like the whole group.
Being starstruck is like an actual thing. I never really thought it would be like this bad, but when I saw, I think it was XQC at the World Cup.
Yeah.
It was just so weird just seeing him in real life and just, I don't know. Like
it's
actually kind of weird seeing like the people you look up to.
Yeah, like it was insane. Yeah. And after that, Sinatra has been like one of the most genuine guys I've talked to. I've become a mod in his stream, and he's I've talked to him a lot. He's such a nice guy. And then I got all this signed, which has Krusty, Super, Sinatra, Nevix, Rascal, Striker, Violet, Architect, Moth, and then I think it's I know 2 people were missing, and it was Smurf, and then it was one more. I don't remember who I think. Yeah, one more player I think was missing. Sleepy. No, Steve wasn't on the roster, I think. I think maybe it was just Smurf. Because he didn't get playtime because it was just Ryan. It was like goats. And Super was like the best Ryan in the world. But actually, I don't know which... Oh yeah, Choi. That's the one. This one is Choi. It's like some Korean thing that I don't really understand. But yeah, I made... what do you say?
Pro gamer signatures are always
Yeah.
interesting. Like when we had to sign stuff in World Cup, it was just completely horrible. Like all of us.
Yeah, you can see here, like, you have all this, like, you have Striker, Super, Violet, Nevix, Sinatra, Architect, Moth, Rascal, and then you have this is Krusty, and then you have, like, this is Choi, and you can, like, that, what is that?
Perfection, yeah.
Yeah, but Choi was such a nice guy, but yeah, I hit down a chat with Sinatra and Super, and it was super nice, and yeah, it's like, sometimes you just get really starstruck, but there's a lot of, like, I've become, like, such a big Shock fan, and I remember seeing Shock win Overwatch League was like, I got really like, I couldn't stop talking for days. Like every single day I would talk to my whole family and friends, then no clue what the fuck I was talking about. I was like going to my school wearing this Shock hoodie every single day with like a Shock, with like a Shock hat, like another Shock hat I had. Or maybe I think I was with that one, and I was like wearing it everywhere, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you wearing this random shit that nobody knows?" I'm like, "Dude, we won the league." So yeah, I was so happy about that. So yeah, I'm a big Shock fan, and they're doing really well right now as well. So very
Yeah.
fun seeing them play. And honestly, I'm getting back into Overwatch League slowly, like watching every single game. I would usually just watch the Shock games, but I'm watching a lot more games now. I think even though it's double shield, it's a lot more creativity with a 2 weeks ban than just the
Yeah.
same meta for a year with Temple of Goats and in the finals with this like double shield. It's like I started the season I didn't watch that much because there were like different heroes every single week and I kind of got bored. But now it's like when it's 2 week bans, you can see like how some teams run this comp the first week and the next weekend they run like a total different comp. I feel like it's a lot of creativity and like for example Cloudy with those insane May wall shatters like the window on King's Row third point like that was like insane to see. So
Like the
yeah,
best part as well is watching Cloudy stream and just
uh,
seeing him do the exact same stuff in ranked and
he just goes in
beaming
flanks.
around. Yeah,
Yeah, Cloudy is
it's so much fun to watch.
I think he's like one of the most fun players to watch
Yeah,
because he just goes
100%.
for insane flanks and then he screams like, "Wow, I am just the best Reinhardt." I think Cloudy is I think it's a pretty cool guy for sure. Um, uh, yeah, who do you think will win Overwatch League? Okay, let's actually talk a little about Overwatch League before we move on. Who do you think will win Overwatch League this season?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I barely ever watch Overwatch League. Like when I watch it, I would just watch the like highlight videos.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I have no idea who's decent. I know that Shanghai Dragons are doing pretty well,
yeah.
and they have impressed me quite a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know
That's
too
fine.
much about the teams.
But you probably followed like Twitter about who's been picked up and
Yeah,
released and
sure.
all that. Who's like who's your favorite pickup without Kevster? Yeah, because I know
I
you're a
was
big
about to.
Kevster fan.
I
Yeah,
was
Kevster
sorry.
Mirror. Other than that, like in like the past few days or the past like this month or this year, this overseas season, which has been your favorite pickup?
If not Kevster, then it would be KSA, 100%. Like he's like before, he might actually be a top three off tank in the league if he
Especially yeah,
gets
especially
like,
on low ping.
yeah, if he gets
Yeah.
off the high ping and get some structure in the team.
Mm.
Like he always impressed me with like one of the most consistent players I've ever played against, and he's just insanely talented. And the fact that he didn't get picked up early was kind of weird to me. I don't know
Yeah, I
if
agree.
people just didn't scout or if there was like a visa issue or whatever. But it's amazing to finally see him in OWL, and as well just seeing them win the game yesterday was great.
Yeah, yeah, I feel a little bit bad for Oni. Yesterday Del
Yeah,
Fuel, like some of the rotations and some of like the tank plays from Gamsu and Note were just so poor. Like Gamsu on, I remember it was on Busan, like first map, he charged over the whole like top, and then he pinned into the enemy team, and then it just burst them down. They lost. Like I was like, I felt so bad for Oni because you could see in like overseas chat, some idiots were flaming Oni like, bro, your Oni is so bad. Why is he picking? Why is he playing instead of Decay? And you go on Reddit and like everything is different. Like they like everybody is saying Oni God did insane, which he did. I think he had a great match. And I felt a little bit unlucky for him because you have Doa who doesn't really fit into this meta because the meta is double hit scan, and then you're gonna be there running Hanzo. Oh yes, on the last maps he did fine on Hanzo, but the first maps he did really nothing. Like his Genji was shut down. His yeah, I feel bad for Oni. I think he deserves. I think he deserves a team like Decay. Imagine Oni got in Decay. I think that would be like an insanely cool DPS duo to see. For sure.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that most like pro players know by now that they shouldn't listen to Overwatch
No,
League
of
YouTube
course.
chat
Yeah,
or
for
like
sure, for sure.
Reddit.
Yeah,
Like I remember getting hit by it when I played support in World Cup. Like
yeah,
people on Reddit starting, why is this guy in World Cup? He's just complete garbage or something like that, and just the weirdest thing ever because they're like gold players trash talking people have
yeah. No, I
granted
mean,
the game for hundreds of hours, and
yeah,
it's actually kind of a joke. And just seeing people going from Kevster pork in chat to Kevster throwing lul every single time, it's just so
yeah,
bipolar. And I don't know, it's just weird to watch, but like you just gotta ignore it.
yeah. Exactly what you do. So yeah, if you move a little bit on from Overwatch, how did you get into Overwatch? What was your backstory there?
So the first time I ever got into gaming was with a console. It was, I guess I used to play Game Boy back then, but like really got into it with Nintendo 64. That's when I realized it was kind of competitive as well. Like I had this competitive spirit in me with Mario Kart, just trying to beat my brother every time, and with my family as well. My father, my brother, and I used to make like this weekly thing where we would race every single track in the game, and whoever wins, I don't know what the prize was, but like would win something. I don't know. And over the time, other games came out. I was kind of into Smash Bros as well. Like I was visiting a couple of tournaments and playing in Brawl, I think it was. Um, but into PC gaming, I got via some school friends. They got me into Minecraft, which is like a game
okay.
that a ton of people started out with. I feel like I played it for a couple of years, and the funny part was I also was like extremely competitive in the game. Like I was always playing PvP and kind of like Dante, playing against the top players in Minecraft. And then I remember Overwatch coming out. I saw it in some German YouTuber like presented the game, and it was like, okay, that looks kind of interesting. I'll try it out. Tried it in open beta and just played like 16 hours a day, I think, when it came out. Just grinded like crazy. And yeah, then I started playing season 1. I thought like, okay, it's a fun game, and then I suddenly ended like top 500, and it was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't realize that it was actually decent at the game, and yeah, just started grinding more and more. And then I joined my first team. There was on the esports back then. It was like a European mixed team with a couple of players. Then I moved on to like a couple of Austrian teams with some friends of mine, where we won a couple of like local tournaments, and then yeah, no UTP, and now avoided,
Yeah.
or like Clockwork, and then avoided.
Yeah. Yeah. And besides Overwatch, do you play any other games?
I mean, I'm like the best Mario Kart player in Overwatch by far. Like,
Okay. Okay.
it's not even close.
Okay. Okay. I respect it. I
I've like
respect it.
won a couple of local Mario Kart tournaments as well.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that's
actually pretty sick at the game.
okay. Okay. Okay.
uh, I mean, I would love if there was like some sort of competitive scene for the game, but it's kind of like, I mean, there's an unofficial one with like a couple of tournaments, but it's not really
Yeah.
like you don't really get anything out of it. So I kind of just stick with Overwatch. And yeah, I just play a couple of Switch games with my brother and with some friends.
Hmm.
But other than that, I guess every now and then with friends I play Minecraft. But like Overwatch is just my main game that I put like thousands and thousands of hours in.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. I understand. Uh. Yeah. So one of your friends. There's like two joke questions here. Or actually three joke questions, but we'll ask them because like, it's kind of like an answer and they kind of not. So, if people know, there's a Minimi in Austin Powers, I believe. And one of your friends asked, can you maybe ask him how it feels to be even a smaller Minimi than the one from Austin Powers?
The funny thing is, that's actually where I got my name from.
Yes, that was
Like
my
for that
guessing, right?
game.
That was my guess. That it was
I
from
thought like, okay,
Austin Powers.
that sounds kind of nice. I'm just gonna change it a bit, like change it to the eyes, and it's also kind of nice to type. So I thought like, why not?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
super
It's very
effective.
clean. It's very clean.
Yeah.
It's very like smooth type. So that's for sure. Um,
Uh,
yeah.
but I wouldn't say that I'm smaller than him. I don't know. I'm like 176, I think.
Not bad. Not
So
bad.
like average, I guess.
I'm 191.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
for the any people, that's 6'3", I believe. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I don't think I'm that tiny. I mean, I'm kind of extremely skinny. But yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, there's one. So, horse. A lot of people say that Orisa looks like a horse, and then someone says she doesn't look like a horse. Um, do you know like do you know why people call like why do people call her a horse because she doesn't look like one at all? Is what someone asked. Jesus Christ, I can't talk English right now. But yeah, but someone asked like if you know where the horse origin is coming from.
I mean, basically, it's just because she has 4 legs, I guess. And there's also a couple of emotes where she's like, I have no idea how the
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like
terminology
goes
on
up.
it,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I guess she's like kind of gesture-wise, kind of like a horse.
Mm.
And it's also like you wouldn't call a cow or like a, I don't know, like other animals wouldn't really fit. So I guess that's why people stuck with the horse.
Yeah.
I mean, people who really know what Orisa is call a mango with horns. It's like the
Yeah.
the actual terminology.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Nah.
It's just up to me.
And then the final question here is a very important question for many Orisa fans out there. The question is gonna be, when is Horse Rollouts Part 2 coming out?
I've got a couple of interesting, like actual decent rollouts that
Yeah.
are actually useful, which is kind of weird because Orisa is like, I think you're kind of lagging for me right now.
Am I lagging? Am I good?
Okay, now it's decent. Yeah.
Alright.
What did you say before that?
The Horse Rollouts Part 2, when is it coming out?
I mean, like last time when I did the first one, I just saw like all the rollout videos from SK and like the video that Ball made as well with like the unpractical rollouts. Was like, okay, wouldn't be a funny meme if I did the same thing with Orisa, with the least mobile hero in the game. And I just set to my PC since I wanted to get into editing as well. So I recorded all the stuff in like 3 hours, I think. The video was done with recording, with
Jeez.
like editing and stuff like that. And yeah, it's kind of weird because I really enjoy editing for some reason. I never thought I would get into it, but like it's extremely relaxing and like seeing how the work pays off right away.
Yeah.
It's extremely fun. Like also the video that I made with like the one-to-one replication of this one music video was extremely fun to edit and record. I think it took like 4 days.
Ooh.
On the last day, I set like 10 hours on it.
Jeez.
Because I wanted to finish it. And yeah, it's just a fun thing to do, and I might make a second video if I get some decent rollouts together. And the editing will be better as well, because I learned a ton while doing this. And yeah, we'll see if I'll actually end up making one.
Sounds good. Sounds very, very good. All right, thank you so much to Minimi for being on the podcast episode today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see Minimi again back on the podcast in a few weeks, or maybe when Overwatch 2 is out, maybe when even in the future if I do some Overwatch League talk before like the weekend match, we can bring Minimi back on. So you better get into watching Overwatch League again, Minimi. So hope you enjoyed that. If you guys want to see more of this type of podcast, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. All of Minimi's social will be down in the description, and all my socials as well. I stream daily on Twitch. You guys didn't know that. So let me know who other you guys want to see in the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Anything you want to say before we end the podcast, Minimi?
If you are an e-girl, please contact Aquamarine on Twitter. Thank you.
Alright, shout out to Aquamarine. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See ya!